Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, you know what? I don't like the vertical. Let's just stick with this. It's a better match for the whole video. Otherwise, I'm just having too much empty space on the sides. I'm going to do something different today. At least, you know, not all day, but right now. Try something different. I already did a little Zelda streaming earlier. Got up at 4 a.m. Made some good progress. Okay, setting that aside at the moment and mixing it up. Sort of auditing some new tunes. Can't tell if they're too loud. Maybe I'll just turn it down on my end a little bit. Earbuds too loud. And then... Does that affect how you guys get it? Yeah, it doesn't appear to. Yeah. Yeah, the capture is the same. Okay, so you guys get the same no matter how loud or low I listen to it. Sort of auditing a new bit of lo-fi Zelda tracks. We'll see. We'll see if they get flagged. If they do, then congrats, the MCA stuff. If not, it'll be a potential new set of music in the rotation. This is Zelda stuff, although it doesn't feel as heavy with the Zelda. And in any case, we're gonna try and do... Where did I put it? There it is. So there's this... What? You push the wrong button. Shit gets messed up. There it is. Just trying to hide my bookmarks. There's this Reddit subreddit, I guess, called rDrawme, and it's potentially interesting as a possible source of study. There's my bookmarks. All right. I mean, for the benefit of the audience, I've got it represented here, but I'll be looking at it up here. Hi, Lolly. Cool to see you. Lolly, I'm going to draw you some fan art. Not today, but another day. I'm going to draw you a Mirage. That'll be another day, but today I'm trying a little bit of a different thing. I already did some Zelda stuff earlier, and today we're doing a... Yeah, because you're my coolest fan. But, of course, the Reddit rDrawme subreddit had to come across my eyes, and of course these girls are sort of low-hanging fruit, easy targets. There's other people that are probably more challenging, and we'll get to them, and I'm gonna try and indiscriminately work my way down the list, but this is a drawing already done. This is the next one up on deck, so we're gonna do this one. It says, "Make me a vampire." But Lolly, yeah, you've proven to me your love for Mirage, and I thought about it for a second. And I thought of an idea, and it's just a sketch of Mirage. It'll just be a sketch, but it'll be fun. It'll be just for you, so that'll be fun. But we'll stream that at a later time. Yeah, you put in the time. You put in the time. And And I was happy to catch your little Mirage stream. That was fun to see. That may have been the first time I'd ever seen Apex get played, I gotta be honest. Like, I'd seen the... I've had to do some research, like, of course it never seemed to make sense, and still it doesn't, but, like, when I... there was recently an Apex trailer where... Not recently, like a few months ago. The whole thing was shot in it's fun to see it put in action, basically. But I did have to do a little research before when I was working on that. It was basically first-person viewpoint of the Apex trailer. So it was almost like Apex as the viewer plays it, hopping from different perspective of the different players, and that was interesting and fun. So I tried to pay a little bit of attention to it at that point, but yeah, it's I'm glad you like the game, and Mirage is the funniest character to draw, so that's that'll be incoming. But I don't want to overpromise. Just be on the lookout. I'll wait till you're on a... Like, right now I've got my design set for right now, for what I'm going to do right now, which is not Zelda at the moment. We'll get to Zelda later, but the... right now I'm going to try and do some... Yeah, you can just tell he... You know, and you know, I got to know, like, the base of the character, where he was, like, you know, he's an orphan, you know. His mama died. And, you know, he just doesn't want to be lonely anymore. And yeah, you get the sense that, like, he was just the biggest, shyest dork, and now he's overcompensating in the biggest way. Maybe I have that wrong, you know, but that's sort of the impression I got. Okay. So, the audience can see this reference. Yeah, that's the lower. That's the lower. Okay, so she wants to be a vampire. Well, don't we all? Okay, first thing I do... This is not Zelda, this is not a storyboard, this is different. But what I like to do... His brothers died in the games. See, I'm learning stuff here. Broken heart dementia. Interesting. So she didn't die? It was sort of put forth that he lost his mother. At least in... I guess in a way, that's how you do it. Anyway, yeah, so what I like to do is I like to create a base layer that is just white, and then I group it and I lock it off. And I call it W, so I know it's white. And then I lock it. And that basically just ensures that I'm always drawing on a transparent layer. Because... Okay. Damn, there's something for everybody in Apex. Alrighty here. So, drawing on a transparent layer, and we're just gonna loosely rough in something. She wants to be a vampire. We could make that happen. I'm gonna try and draw this a little bigger than I would normally. Sometimes it's helpful to draw small just because you can be a little bit more objective about what you're looking at. She's got her hand on her eyeball for some reason. I'm not sure if I understand why that would be. she's like too cool for school, right? I feel like vampires sometimes have pointy ears. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case. She's definitely got this kind of pixie cut. I'm just sort of loosely blocking things in. Get a sense of perspective. She has some sex appeal. There's texture in the photo that almost makes it look like there are freckles on her skin. Or a little bit of sun damage, but otherwise it's sort of hard to tell. Is that the same girl? Same girl as what? The girl I'm looking at here is the girl that's on the top of the screen here. This face, yeah. Does it look wrong already? Oh, these two photos? I don't believe they are. And it's probably confusing. Hold on. Lolly, we're also trying out some new Zelda music in the background. Something for the shoulders. It's not a bad idea to give her glasses. That's kind of like a fun thing. And I got some interesting tattoos. Even on her ear, she appears to have some tattoos. That's interesting. Bat glasses? That could be fun. These are almost sort of like 70s looking Hunter S. Thompson kind of vibe. And yeah, I have my doubts as to, you know, she's so cool for school, she has to wear non-prescription glasses. And not that I need to make this any kind of a call out, but what I tend to look for as to whether or not, like, you'll know in a drawing, because there will be some diffraction. There's absolutely supposed to, I mean, unless it's like literally like a 0.1 prescription, there's going to be some offset, but neither in her finger nor on the far side of her cheek or the orbital bone, occipital bone. Well, anyway, the eyeball bone, where her eyebrow has a forehead bone. It's not. Those are fake glasses. Of course they are. So, you know. But we can make some real art nonetheless. It's a cute pixie cut. Otherwise, nice proportions already. So this is sort of, shouldn't be too hard to take a good looking person and keep them good looking, hopefully, and then just add some vampire teeth. We're lucky to have any reference. But as a result, we have no excuses to not come away with something that looks like a good likeness. I'm wondering. Okay, let's not forget to not just rote copy. Figure out a way to give her a fun smile. She kind of has this wide upper lip. Don't typically draw people with their tongues out, so this could be a fun challenge. To what extent? Yeah, maybe winking. Drawing a wink from imagination is really tough because they, what can happen, let's see if I can demonstrate, is the entire, like, it's more than just the, it's more than, like, eyes just being closed. It, the whole face sort of deforms a bit. Yeah, well, this is why it's like, I'm not going to just copy the image. I'm going to make her a vampire. Let's try and do that, though. It's tricky. Make her a fun vampire. She's like Instagram vampire. You know, maybe some blood. Not overdoing it, but maybe some blood. The back glasses is a fun idea. I'm just loosely trying to indicate what could be. Stuff can like exist as potential, not necessarily hard decision making. She seems fairly fit, so I think we can get away with having some definition in her shoulders, but some sort of cheesy / sexy cape, not cape, but collar, like silliness. You know, do we have to overdo it with the boobs? I don't think so, but let's just try some things. Let's just try. Let's see if we don't hate it. Typically, in commercial work, it can be kind of hit and miss. I'm not really allowed to overly sexualize characters. That is something that was definitely a bit of a note that I would get on the Apex stuff, where they'd be like, "Can you adjust Loba's pose here just a little bit?" Trying to see what supports the composition. So what can happen in this drawing is we can have a bit of a theme. Curves and points. Curvy smile, curvy wink, curvy hairline, pointy ears, pointy bits of collar, Pointy teeth, obviously. Pointy cleavage, pointy plunging neckline. Do you do you follow what I'm saying? When you can identify one or two things to sort of synthesize with each other, make it a theme. Even if it's subtle, like subtly, like not obvious. Like it's obvious now that I pointed it out, but you know, I could have ended up drawing that subconsciously. But I'm not going to. I'm going to draw it consciously, but not try to overdo it. Question is, do we see a little bit of point coming out the other side? Let's save this. So far, some practice. I'll just save it in my Zelda folder. Vampire. Okay. Let's flop it. I like it so far. Maybe something that feels like we can have a little bit of that going on. Maybe she doing one of these like what would it be? A little bit of, we can try a different layer. Fingertip. This is like that mirage pose, you know. That might be too much. He has so much more personality than, it's like half their characters are like robots. Robots or people that are only allowed to have one emotion. I got a little sick of that. Okay. Oh yeah, Pathfinder's great. but he's expressionless, you know, and I'm not allowed to add dialogue or do anything other than sort of, you know, gives the old thumbs up and well, he can have like his little emojis, right? He can't like he has no Pathfinder doesn't have and same thing with I mean, I'm sorry, but Bloodhound also wears a mask. Like they don't emote, you know. But you disagree. All right, you're the expert. I am not. I am the interloper in this space. The undeserved Bloodhound agreed. Okay. Ash would not emote, could not emote. And then many of the other characters simply were not allowed to have any other emotion. Like, you know, it's like, I will not. I will not overshare. I cannot overdivulge here, but okay. I don't think we need the hand incorporated. It's just gonna bog me down anyway. Okay. Let's try this just a little bit. Fill this out. Feels decently fun, and now I can use this as like a base to draw a bit more. You can see here that maybe a bit. I don't think I'm over. Like, she appears to be capable of having cleavage along this variety. I don't think I'm overselling it necessarily. It's easy to do in art and comic books and things like that, and video games. But if I'm yeah. I'll show you some fun. If you're a Pathfinder person, I'll dig up a few fun sketches. I've got a few of those too. Who are your favorites? All right, let's see if I can just quickly execute some fun sketchy sketch, and we're gonna shift to a different different brushy brush. Let's see. Okay. Huh. Lifeline was fun to draw. Her little... I got really good at drawing her quickly in rough form. There's those Mickey Mouse buns that are fun, and for a long time my daughter would wear stuff like that. So Octane is another guy that wears a mask and extremely like physically emotive, but not like, you know, his whole mask just makes it look like he's like a bug-eyed freak going crazy. So, which is great. He was probably one of my more favorite characters because of the range that I was actually asked to draw him in, where I was like, oh, okay, he's not always. Like, I did the trailer where Octane and Lifeline do their little heist where they get all the drugs or something, the medicine from the factory, from the Silva factory. His bunny? What's his bunny? Got a bunny. Bunny? Oh, okay, that's cute. Her eyebrows are actually really understated. So let me see. Let me redo that. This is very sensitive. Let's see here. See if I can adjust something. The heist trailer. Everyone. Of course, everybody needs a flight suit, you know. Definitely. I did. No, I had help on that one, but most of them I did not do on my own, but that was one of the first ones that I was on from start to finish. We really started to have like a good core team. And all the artists that, you know, would join in to help were excellent and really brought great ideas to the table. But yeah, I was lucky to be on that from start to finish, and that was the first of several that I was on. And I was lucky to, especially in those earlier days, have what felt like a lot of creative input. Crushed it. Hey, man. Boxer and I were hanging out. I don't think she knows. I don't think the world knows. Yeah, 3-minute max is not... Like, you can't even pull it up on... Like, the website's down. Like, it lapsed, and it's probably for the best, but it's... I still have it all. I can pull it up. We can revisit another time. We'll have like a... Yeah, I mean, there's no reason I can't just upload them to wherever the fuck. My own website. You know. It's rough. I don't, I want to honor Dad. You know, if he wanted it to not be accessible in perpetuity, maybe that's the best way, to just let it be. But, but some of that art wasn't bad. A lot of it was cool. That project was the last time you could say that I was doing my own, like pursuing my own artistic goals. Like a personal project. Like, oh, this is my personal art. So something I did right there, which I'm fixing, is I made too much of a emphasis on like this divot, which is, it's understandable, but it's also not, that's not really what I'm seeing here in the drawing, and it's a common thing for artists to just overstate the, like, oh, I see a contour, let's overemphasize it so people know that I see it, whereas really it's just this round form. Yeah, Boxer, this person has posted to Reddit under a rDrawme subreddit, and it says, "Make me a vampire." So, well, she didn't specify, as far as I can tell, in the headline. If she did on the inside, sort of immaterial. I kind of want to... The challenge right now for me is, like, how would I draw a vampire? How would I do this? Like, gun to head, do it. And so... And again, this is kind of like the slow version. Sometimes I think the best drawings I do are the ones where I had no time to think at all, and I just had to blast it out in 2 minutes or less. Ooh, here's another pointy theme. Her hair, her little thing here comes to a point. So we got pointy sideburns. I want to avoid the widow's peak. That's like a... She's made such a statement with her pixie cut. Make me a vampire. I feel like that would change too much. Although that would certainly scream vampire. Let's do other parts. Let's scream vampire instead. She could have cute bat earrings. Is a bat earring too much? I feel like that could be good. Spooter. Spooter earrings it is. here. A lip ring, fang choker, lip and fang choker. The spider earring is a little distracting at the moment. Let's come back to that. I may find a way to balance it. If it doesn't benefit the composition, I'd prefer to avoid it. I don't mind including it, I just want to do it in a way that feels elegant, intentional, natural. Been a long time since I had any doings with Spook Vibe. I was complimenting Boxer the other day how he's so like accidentally goth hot, you know what I mean? Like he about the most I ever see him do is like paint his nails, but he could double down on it and become a sensation. Like he's the guy that Trent Reznor would want to look like if he could. You know who Trent Reznor is? 9 Inch Nails? Did I get that weird? Am I wrong? Google away. Not known for his good looks or anything, but maybe I'm out of place to say, but compliment my brother by embarrassing him. Good. I'm glad you're not celebrity obsessed. Apparently I am. Definitely want this point to be lower than the other. Is that a crime? Yeah, it's gonna look not quite right. that. There's an opportunity here to capitalize on this. I think that kind of does it. The curvature of the back of her collar sort of echoes the curvature of the smile. When I can, I like to constrain my lines for female anatomy to single strokes. Just keep it simple. It's elegant. Okay, it's looking decent. Now I just don't like... I like everything fine. Where don't we need hesitation? Sort of funny. Right now I'm looking at the image more as, because the image right now in front of me, for the benefit of the audience, I've made it bigger. I'm drawing much bigger than I normally would. And it's hard for me to be objective staring at a giant drawing. If I look at here on the thumbnail of the screen, I can see more of the broader picture and how the composition is working. Where's my eye getting pulled to? Why? And is that on purpose? A choker, I think, could be good. Let me quickly flop this, make sure I don't hate it. Looking pretty good. Right now, my eye is saying, I like everything except this. And yeah, there's a couple other things. Need to fix this. Need to bring in this shoulder a bit, more like maybe here. And then, sorry. Anyway, let's make it look like this breast is smaller than the one that's closer to camera. I think that'll help a lot. Now, resizing is something that tends to choke up texture. But in this case, I think we can just tuck and get away with a lot. It's decent. Now there's a certain amount of, we've got the overhang of the cloth happening to go like that. I think if I do something, just a little bit of that and a directional change, might feel like it's helpful. So I don't want it to feel like, this boob line, as it disappears underneath here, should match up with where this line goes. They're sort of describing two different things. The edge of the breast and the edge of the cloth are not the same edge. They inform on one another, but they are not exactly the same. This looks too much like the edge of the neck. And it's just part of the anatomy. Now in her case, she really, in her photo, doesn't seem to have any kind of wide neck. I think it's fairly distinctive for her. The way her jaw and her chin are set. That feels pretty decent. Clean up small, tiny things. If I do enough of these, maybe I'll become internet famous. Okay. This is close. Just a little bit of a tuck. Feels better. There's a fun opportunity here, here, here. We have this fun sort of reinforcement as well. Okay. Now the lighting in this image is super kind of like it's flatters her. She looks great. Way to go. Doesn't necessarily make for a perfectly fun image. So I might just do some, just fake the rest of it a bit, but let's try. Feels okay. That feels okay. Wonder, is this too much there? Would a vampire have any sort of super strange distinguishing features regarding her eyeballs, or is that too much makeup? Don't want to overstate it, as I'm prone to doing. Let me just add some quick fake rendering. I think that this is the important thing for me, not to get possessive and obsessive with. This can just be done fake and quick. That'll look great. Right, different layer, good, okay. Let me save my work. That's when you're in danger of your shit crashing, is when it's looking good. Quick little check to make sure that nothing is calling my name. Yeah, the hope is that I busy myself with this and then I get preempted and I have to go do actual work. But today, it's not as demanding. It's normal. It's normal coming off of a, whatever, 3-day weekend. It was practically a 4-day weekend. Like, my client on Wednesday was like, our director goes out of town on Friday, so we need everything before end of day Thursday. So I essentially didn't work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday obviously was the holiday, and now today. Ugh. It's like brutal. It's brutal. Sort of giving her this faux underlit effect. It's kind of rad. This brush is very efficient at making those effects. Because every stroke is a gradient. where we have darker edge here going into like that. So I can make it look like light is coming from a certain direction by angling the stroke appropriate to that. Now, is the hair accurate to that? It's just try not to think about that too much, huh? But anything that makes it look like there is light coming from this direction will help keep it consistent. That means we'll have shadows on that side of the face, and especially towards the top of her head. Top of her nose, top of her nostrils. Something there is getting lost, so let's back up a little bit. I don't want to I guess I could keep the light bulb in for no reason. I want to see what can be done. Obviously, I want everything in the drawing to read. There might be challenges if I overshade the mouth and the tongue. Like that cartooniness might get lost. I feel like that's part of the appeal. Some of this will have to be tidied up like that. It's a powerful brush, but it's easy to make mistakes, and then you just have to keep iterating till you get closer and closer. squinting helps me see the balance. Helps me see things. Different things. Memorial Day was awesome. I went to my parents' house. Me and Boxer were hanging out. Brought my wife and kids. We even brought these people are like our best friends. We've well, they're essentially the friends that I've made through my wife. We hang out all the time. They've got a daughter the same age as my daughter and son practically, so she's like the middle age in between them, so they're all like best friends. They're like siblings, and it's so great because it's a fun feeling that like you've managed to turn your best friend's children into your children's best friend. Right? Like that's what an equation. What a wonderful thing to have worked out is that we can all hang out and get along for. Wait, you had a birthday party. Okay. 1-year-old niece. Happy birthday, niece. Did you do it at your place? Did you go somewhere special? It's such a fun age, and like kids that age just get along, you know? Or, you know, or even if they don't, like they learn to get along with each other. Like they grow up together, you know? They're like experiencing the same things together for the first time. Such a fun Yeah, and you know, my parents have a awesome place. Like they've got a big pool and made convenient because everybody lives there. But we do our fair share of hosting at our house too. Don't want to go too far with this, and I feel like something here on the nose is telling me to revisit. You may be the default leader of the group, leader of the family. What if there was highlight or something? That's fun, right? And then highlight. Highlight there. Is that too much? Default parent. Yeah, well, I'm glad there is a default parent, I suppose, but that's not a... no, I wouldn't consider that. Sounds like that's probably the best situation for the child. At least to have an amount of... someone taking some responsibility for what should be happening. I'm no perfect parent myself. I will not cast aspersions on others, but I do understand your reference. Oshimia, welcome. The day goes well. Where you been? Where you been? Oshimia streamed the other day. Oh, good. Or did I miss that? Did I miss you not streaming? That's not a thing. Maybe something happened. Oh, uh-oh. Some slighted, You guys can chat. I'll be over here. Well, thanks for stopping in, though. I'm drawing a sexy vampire lady. Because this person has put themselves on the internet and said, have at it. So... Yeah, hopefully it doesn't look too bad. But yeah, the home stretch now, I think. I'll do a few more tricky tricks and other little hacks I might do. I don't want to overdo it. It's probably too late for that, but we're also trying out new Zelda music. So, although this drawing is not Zelda related, we're going to find out if the copyright music filter infringer AI will rat on us, or if it'll let it fly, and then we can add some new music to the Zelda streams. Thank you. I don't mind it without the glasses. What do you guys think? The glasses, we could add them in. I don't know if it will add much to the... It might be the model's preference, the person who is... Do I save my VODs? I do save my VODs. They're all VODed. And I download them, and I'm in the process of uploading them to YouTube as well. I mean, like, I didn't want to do this, but like, I figured this is a cheap and easy way to access potential internet clout, is to draw people who go on Reddit and say, draw me. No one else is paying me today, so I'll do this right now. This already looks pretty good. Can I do a rough sketch so I can compare? What do you mean, the rough sketch from... Can I bring about the original rough sketch, or... Oh, rough sketch of the glasses. The glasses, yes. Well, if I draw them rough, they'll probably just look perfect, and we'll have to keep them in. Let's do that. I think it's important to acknowledge that we can have it both ways. Just make sure I'm all saved up. Sometimes music gets you copyright stricken. You can solve it by using separate audio channels in OBS to save different audio to your VODs. Live doesn't tend to be an issue. Game music is often but not always ignored. Yeah. And in this case, these are, again, they're Zelda riffs. So the person, the composer, much like I don't really know if I can lay claim copyrights to fan arts of Zelda that I generate, because I don't own Zelda, for instance, then maybe the same logic applies to Zelda audio. And thus far, it's not been catching in the systems. It's the Zelda and Chill playlist has been working great, but others seem to get caught up. It's a little tough to check. I'm glad it looks great as is. I agree, and the real selling point is it looks great from a distance as a thumbnail. Lolly was a big fan of the little butt crack light bulb there. In a minute, we'll crop it, we'll add another little effect to it, see if that helps or hinders, but we're about 5 to 10 minutes done with this guy. And then I'll break for lunch. And then maybe do more streamings or something, but... Okay, so... Ah. Yeah, I can imagine, and I had thought about that too, is like, there's got to be ways of, you know, or even like I'm listening to different music than I have on the thing, right? It's not a life sentence. So you're learning. You didn't know you were learning, but this is learning. So here's a decent way of, well, I think the most important thing when drawing glasses is to draw the face first. The face is the stage in which the glass is set. We've already established, Lolly and I, that these are fake glasses. So she's not, we don't have any diffraction to worry about with the, or refraction, whatever it is with where the lens is manipulating the light or anything like that. Let's just see what happens if we dive in. And hers are oversized, I think, for her face. That would be the style. But otherwise, she's a cute glasses model. Look great on her. Just really quickly, sort of trying to get the geometry in. Extremely difficult, but the we've got these fun rounded edges where every edge appears to be offset just a little bit. One thing that will be tricky if we decide to keep the glasses is at this angle, the light is being, there's going to be a shadow cast by the light on the glasses. This is a new layer, yeah. I've done an imperfect job of getting the offset correct here. Her glasses are slightly wider apart than I've drawn these ones here. And then this edge is getting too tucked up. This one should curve down more. These are very subtle things. It makes it very difficult to get accurate. I don't know if I've done this justice. Yeah, I'm sure she wouldn't want them removed, but they don't look like they're prescription. I'll be like, yeah, I'll put the glasses in for $50. And what's interesting is I've somehow like here, these like the whatever the what are they called? The legs, the stem, the side of the frame is kind of just horizontal, but here I've sort of set it up so that it's much, there's an angle to it. And I guess maybe I just need to do something like that. Maybe they're too big. I'm gonna try to shrink them down. not doing a good job on these. Relative to my own standard of good, of course. I've had discussions with other artists where I'm like a 6 on the glasses. Like, that's your rating of the drawing I did, or like the power of them to improve the composition. I don't think they're gonna do much better. I'd like to spend a little more time, because that's a good exercise. Is like, for me, like, client comes in, gotta have glasses. I don't think they add anything to it. I think the potential for them to be a story element is actually there. It's just, as they are, they don't add much. Only because I like talking about my little anecdotes. So I have an aversion to drawing, not an aversion, but I find it really difficult to draw spoons, forks, and dinner plates. Just the geometry involved in them and rendering them in a way that doesn't bug me can be, I get a little obsessive with that. And you know, like, some people, another artist I was talking to was like, oh, they're so easy, man. You just draw this. And he proceeded to draw the world's worst, like, fork. And I was like, okay, yeah, of course they're easy if you draw them like shit. Like, I'm talking about drawing them well. Drawing them well is a challenge, you know, for me. Drawing them like shit is apparently easy for you and me. Yeah, it's like you know, and the reason like a fork is hard is because it goes like, here's the Vienna sausage on the end of the fork. And then it goes up. And then it goes down again, and then it like kind of goes up again. And so that's just like the flat on the side view. And there's a million ways to draw. Like, obviously, forks have other designs as well. You know, could be flat. They could bow out at the end with like filigree or whatever. Anyway, there's potential for these to be interesting if for instance, like what if they were kind of like a little more clearly Hunter S. Thompson style shade, like a vampire might wear shades, right? And that's kind of cool. And then glasses do have, I shaded the wrong side of the thing. Dark side's going to be on top. But this happens with my work all the time. It's like, yeah, that's good, but you need to now incorporate this thing that sucks. So let's try. Yeah, and then with any luck, she'll message me back and be like, can you add the glasses? And I'll say yes for $50. We'll see. Maybe I'll make some money on this venture yet. Whereas Oshi said I can post both versions. But I won't do that. Like how fun to have another thing that catches light and reflects. It's not adding enough to justify it, in my opinion, but if she came back and said, I'll pay you to do it, I might give it a thought. Give it a think. For right now, I don't see it helping much. Oh, what's happening there? No and no. Noodling is just a distraction at this point, but there would be a little bit of shadow that curves up the side of her face. Wouldn't really be very noticeable. But we can add a little bit of that. They're starting to grow on me. We can change our mind, but for now, let's leave them off. Because I think this is just the quicker read. Like, person on the internet has no idea what they're looking at. Boom, looks like a sexy vampire. Can you guys help me make a decision? I feel like she might have freckles. I don't know if you guys can zoom in that far. It's just texture on in the photo, I think. But it almost looks like she has... I can't zoom in enough. I think it's just grain in the photo. Doesn't look like freckles. Yeah, they're too even. It doesn't look like that would be her genetic inclination. In any case, it's makeup. Okay. Freckles are always cute sometimes. They can be on, if you want make a vampire look innocent and young, add freckles, Okay, so something else I like to do, we've seen me do this before, is we take what works and then we just sort of double down on it. So if we like what's working here so far, we might do a little more of it. Let's just see. It's a little too heavy-handed for me, but back up, because I liked the softness. This doesn't feel too bad. Where did we go? Here's this. If I can, I want to preserve some of the softness with some high impact. Like, boom. Like, boom. Who's that artist? Never seen that before. What if... Can we do something interesting with a crop? Make it look like, hey, you could just print this out. ban art of yourself. And then, I mean, hopefully it actually has a passing resemblance to her. I'm not sure if it really does at this point, but it's decently close. That is also a reason maybe why to back off some of this stuff. Where, yeah, that's not too heavy-handed. You know, obviously here she's disaffected, doesn't give a shit kind of thing, but it's fairly close. And anyway, as a sketch on its own, I think it looks cool. If we put a darkening pass on the whole thing. And then lighten it up. A little bit of fun vignetting. Crop could be slightly better. Where's my special tool? I'm just curious if there's something surprising that could be added that might actually help things. This will look bad at first, but like, can she cast a shadow? Then we cut that out so it doesn't spoil. Will this look cool? Like, that kind of looks cool, right? Get there. It's almost like it needs some of that there. So hold on. Needs is a strong word, but yeah, I'll just cut all this through. shadow that she's casting can just be its own layer. Damn it. I want it to be clean, so... It's gotta be clean by my definition, not general definition. There. Okay, now what is bugging me is the shoulder's too bright, but I can easily adjust that. Love drawing with selections, although it's a common thing, of course. It's just sometimes I feel like it's slow. Soft. Fill that, multiply it, and then get it pretty exact where I want it. The selection tools always leave too much. The edges just don't feel natural because they're not done by a human. That ends up bothering me. But now I can lock those off and paint into it a bit more with my brush. Ooh, here we go. Sort of a little bit like that. Yeah. What's funny is I don't even know if I like the shoulder there. Could almost just get away with it, right? We'll leave it. I've accounted for it. It works well, I think, in the composition, but oop, nope. Little bit more deliberate there. Looks pretty good. Shoulder's a bit high. No, I appreciate you saying that. There was this kind of like ness to it. I don't even think it may not even need a shoulder. Now to adjust all that will take some finessing, but it's doable. I appreciate the feedback. Oop. The last thing I want to do is be blind to the flaws and then put something out and get 1,000 comments about how the shoulder's too high, but otherwise nice drawing. Just feel like it's getting closer. That certainly doesn't look too high to me. I have to fix the shadow now. That'll be cumbersome, but... You like the pose before with the shoulders? Do you like the change I made or no? The concept, I guess, with it just didn't work with the collar. You don't have to well, the way you're actually describing it now, you're right, actually. It didn't. And I see that. Is it looking better with what I'm doing? I'm losing all my objectivity. I think I can hack this back. Hang on. Okay. Here's a little bit of a hacky hack. Trace out these edges. I don't mind that being a little darker right there. You know what I can actually do is this layer is set to multiply. I can actually just paint in white. It'll have the same visual effect as me erasing it. And it'll look more organic. We're getting there. And I agree. I agree with the... So how long was that bugging you? Because I didn't really notice it until after I started to shade it with the thing in the back. The shadow against the wall. And... You know, I forgot to add the blood, so we may need a little bit more time. Yeah, I didn't notice it either till I did the wall shadows, but you were right about the angle of the collar and the angle of that shoulder being incompatible, basically. And of course, the back shoulder was not like the forefront center of the composition. It's then when we introduced the contrast with the shadow at the back that it leapt forward again. It was like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden this thing I didn't even notice and I can't ignore it. It's catching my eyeballs. It's bothering me. And it'll bother you in a way you won't necessarily be able to identify what it is about it that's bothering you. So I'm glad you were able to actually articulate that. I had an inkling of it, but it wasn't doing enough to me where, and it's like an artist's psyche is it's like we lie to ourselves and we're fixing stuff in our own minds, but we're not, the audience doesn't fix the thing in their own minds. Now I feel like What if it was just a little bit tighter cropped? Or it had a sort of not unlike my cat portraits, we could have something that felt like doesn't have to be, but let's go full. See what happens. Okay, potentially cool. I don't want to draw any more of her body. Maybe I can just crop it and do the same thing again. Yeah, I like the oval too. So I'm gonna crop it a little closer, do the oval again. Portrait vibes, exactly. Make it look like $1 million. And the ideal the ideal result will be people DMing me and saying, "Can you draw my wife like this? How much?" How much, good sirs? No, I want more of the head. Okay. Well, I did this for free, right? But this is advertising, so. Well, let's see here. How long has it been? When did I start? This is a 2-hour sketch. I mean, at my day job, I make $90 an hour, so $200 will get you something akin to this. I've been talking, yeah. I move a lot faster when I'm not running. However, I do appreciate the input and the stuff like that. You know, we've worked together on this. To charge $200 under the table would be more than fair, for my time at least. Now, of course, you know, you could argue it's worth 3 times that, you know, but not on a day when no one's booking me. You don't have to wait for money. Just send me a picture of your daughter and I'll draw her. On the condition that I actually take a second to draw my own daughter first, because I haven't done that yet. But you send a picture, and we don't have to stream it. You know, or we have to disseminate things. But yeah, this is not. I'm not in the. I gotta figure out a way to make money doing what I do phase of my career. That's sort of happened. This is how can I apply what I know and what I can learn to elevate the status of artists everywhere. Can we make human artists cool again? Let's get human artists trending. That's not bad, but let's go back to the way it was a little bit. I don't mind seeing... I was wondering if I should crop it at the edges where it's unfinished. And... this is pretty good. I just need to do something right here. Even if it's just like a signature. Should I sign it? Should I sign it like right there? No worries, no worries. I'm going to do something very boring, which is just add a little bit of black framing around it and then do something. I don't know how to sign an image. And in fact, I shouldn't sign it because that just gets fed into the AI, and then the AI knows what my signature looks like. Let's see here. 50, 50, 50, 50. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot of space. Oh, that's funny. I thought I drew this at high resolution, and it's only like... oopsie. I am not into I have some issues, unfortunately, where in regards to my family, the cat's out of the bag. I had to post a lot of stuff about my daughter when she was younger, and so it's sort of done now. But I don't post any more than I need to, and less is probably the right amount. And if not for, I mean, I wish I didn't have to do any of this at all, but I'm just not sure how to, this is kind of how we're being forced to make our way as artists now. We have to put it all out there and risk it gets absorbed without permission. I know how to hack this. Here. We can make a big black bar going that way, and a big black bar going that way. And then we can just inch it into place. Nor I. Up, vertical, do the same thing in this corner. It's kind of a fun effect. So Oshi, do you think I should add like a little bit of dribble of blood or something like that? Is that gonna overdo it? We can try it out. Like, that's pretty good right there. A little understated, but I like it. Now I wonder if... like this. That's about right. There you go. New profile pic alert. All right. So I'll show you something I used to do, which is, it used to be, you can see as I zoom in on this, you can see that there's all of this interesting hatch marks and striations, essentially, that stem from the irregularities of the brush application. And what I used to do is I would put a smart filter on my work in order to smooth it out. I thought I was a little embarrassed that I couldn't control for all of that effect. So I would go in and I would apply a smart blur to it, which gives it a cool look. Like you can see, it has this interesting... Lolly, welcome back. I'm only, we are not, the goblins are feeding. I was showing Oshi that the, okay, so one thing that I did is, I sort of made some strokes here to add white and some dark strokes up here, just in turn of contrast, and then just a drop of blood here. What do you think of the blood? I think it looks good. I think it's ready. I think it says post. It says post. But all right, good. That's good enough then. Not bad for free work. All right, so I was just showing Oshi that I used to apply a filter to my work sometimes. To this looks like it's been completely changed because of the, or it looks like it gives it a painted look essentially, but the a smart filter. But now that just is so reminiscent of AI that I've decided to not do that unless completely necessary. And in fact, these striations, these little artifacts that appear in the drawing as a result of the brush application will be more or less my signature look to the stuff. So this is cool. All right. Well, I am gonna call it a drawing. This turned out good. I'm gonna post it. We'll see what they think. It'll be fun, and probably no one will notice. I'll be hurt and dejected, but it's good practice and good content for the stream at least. So, and we'll see if the Zelda music has any issues, and overall. Just advance the ball a little bit. Good stuff. All right. I'm going to get lunch. Everybody else get feeding. Good luck to the goblins. Lolly, find a photo of your kiddo. We'll eventually draw it. All right. Lunch break. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye. Oh, I'll give you my email address later. All right. Adios.